What up, and welcome back to Pinoy News. Man, look, you know what I'm saying? I apologize if you hear a monkey in the background. I got the cutest little girl in the world laying here, you know what I'm saying, who refuses to go to sleep, and daddy's tired. I want to make this video, you know what I mean, knock out myself. But today I want to start off a little different than we usually do. I want to thank our new sponsor, Dick Ass Auto Parts. You know what I'm saying? Niggas stop. You know what I'm saying? Dick Ass Auto Parts is a Chinese manufacturer, has no idea what dick ass means. So we want to thank them. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, every time you stop before you hit that homosexual in the Prius in front of you and end up in his trunk, you'll be thankful you had dick ass brakes, right? Also, I want to make sure all y'all know I'm on Anchor, which also it's a podcasting website that also puts us on Spotify, Apple Play Music, Breaker, a bunch of other Google Play, a whole bunch of places. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome. You know what I mean? It's a great thing. We're not, you know what I'm saying? We thoroughly enjoy being over there. Well, I thoroughly enjoy being over there, and I drop sporadic, random content that we don't have on the channel over here. So make sure you go over there and check that out. You know what I'm saying? I'll have a link in the description for that. Okay, so today I had a dude named Max Maria, and I've had him on the show before. He was a good buddy of mine, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know, a buddy on the internet as far as things is concerned, right? Who stood here and used to be an individual who, you know what I mean, you could rationally have a conversation with, but this individual fell down a rabbit hole, right? And, you know what I mean, he met a yellow bunny down there with purple eyes, and he murdered him. And he came in my Discord server today screaming about how there's food shortages in the United States, how I'm lying to all of y'all. And yo, look, you know what I'm saying? Tom Peace is not going to tolerate individuals out here saying that I lie to my subs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm purposely misleading individuals. He called me blue-pilled. He called me all types of things, right? And I was highly upset about this mentality that this dude had. Because I'll be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? I don't lie. It's unnecessary for me to lie. Every once in a while, I might do some clickbaity stuff, but that's just so individuals will hit the title. You know what I'm saying? And I have the opportunity to be able to reach more people with my content. Now, he done posted a video of a dude who says, food shut down, farmers told to quit farming. Now, we're not going to stand here and play this video, all right? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to sit here and, you know what I mean, I'm going to let you hear like the first couple of minutes of it, or first like, you know what I mean, 20 or 30 seconds. And then I'm going to show you what the deal is, you know what I mean? And I'm going to show you where I get my information, because this guy actually has show notes about where he gets his information. And I looked this stuff up. He's like, yo, he's literally lying. So we're going to get into this.
Just a brief update tonight to make sure that we really appreciate the full gravity of the shutdown, the wholesale demise of modern agriculture that is happening right before our very eyes right now. We're going to talk about the meat packers and the fact that onions are rotting by the millions in fields right now. And then finally, the fact that, you know, dairies, not only are they dumping their milk, as I covered in my previous report, but there are actually co-ops that are financially incentivizing farmers to quit dairy farming. They want you out of the game. They want to shut down producers. This is where we are now.
All right, so let me stand here and get this proper for y'all, so y'all understand what's going on. All right, because it's important to understand exactly what the situation is. And see, what I did is I went in, you know what I'm saying, and like I found the show notes, right? You know what I'm saying? Like this dude, he stands here and he you know, he actually, you know what I'm saying, puts up his information about where he gets his stuff from. So I'm guessing it's because then he feels better, you know what I'm saying, about, you know what I mean, lying to individuals. So here's the thing, links, right? All of the stuff. Meat processors shutting down. Dairy farmers told to quit. Shane Myers can't move millions of onions. Tyson's fake meat investigations. Gates of hell in agriculture, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Agenda 21 nonsense. You know the situation, folks. All right. I understand you're trying to shut down meat production so they can stand here and stop cow flatulence. It is what it is, folks. I got a documentation right here. We all know what the fucking left does, all right? You know, and that is what it is. Anyway, so now, with that being said, this is actually not the one I want. This is the one I want. Okay, so this is the LinkedIn joint that he actually posted up, right? It says, Shea Myers, onions year round from one grower or whatever. He said, we're not dumping because we don't have customers or processors to go to. We're not dumping because we're not diversified enough in our customer base. We are dumping because restaurants and processors are virtually closed. Processors and restaurants don't need onions when they don't have customers consuming their products. As soon as the processor has his freezers full, he can't process anymore regardless of the price. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's actually what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It isn't some crazy plot to shut down agriculture. Like, at no point has, you know what I'm saying, like AOC or the World Health Organization or the UN come out and said, hey, man, we need to get rid of these onion guys. It's not the situation. All right. It's not the situation at all. And there's not a shortage of anything. It's the fact that they have an abundance of stuff. All right. And this actually comes from this, right? Interact actually found, I went, lay down, monkey. Right. Actually went from independent restaurants braced for the unknowns. Big chains seem equipped to weather the coronavirus shutdowns, but smaller businesses are scrambling for help from governments and customers, right? It took 2 months for Joanne Clevenger to reopen Upper Line traditional Creole restaurant in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina devastated hit that city in 2005. This time the virus has closed the place probably for a lot longer. It didn't take long for her to realize that a takeout operation wouldn't keep the business alive, and the odds that she will reopen anytime soon are against her. On Thursday, Mrs. Clevenger wrote out the last paychecks to her 24 employees, some of whom have been with her for more than 25 years. Stay safe, stay in touch, she wrote on each one. You're what makes the Upper Line great. The prognosis for independent operations like hers seem dire. From big cities in New York to smaller ones like Birmingham, Alabama, restaurants have been forced to close their dining rooms. Many have simply shuttered, while others are relying on takeout and delivery. Cities like Omaha and Tempe, Arizona have limited the number of guests, but closings are on the horizon. Okay, so with this being said, large restaurants have the ability to stand here and hold out for longer because they have a much larger credit line that they can draw on. But the truth of the matter is they're almost in the same exact boat as everybody else is. You know what I mean? There's only so long they can stay closed as well because they have a massive amount of debt. Almost all these restaurant chains are literally that, chains, right? And you know what I mean, in being chains, they're the same problems that big box stores have. They've all been buying each other for years, and they've been buying each other on these in debt contracts. So basically, you use the company that you're buying as leverage to buy that company. And, you know what I mean, like, you make a certain percentage off the top, you know, and hopefully you stay in business. But this hasn't been the case for a lot of them. Places like Long John Silver's been closed down. Sabero's is closed down. Trying to think here. Red Lobster's been in trouble. Olive Garden's been in trouble. You know what I mean? Like all these companies, you know, like and they're all owned by like one big mega corporation or whatever. So they're in, you know what I mean, they're in dire straits as well. It's not just the little guys. And with that being said, with these individuals standing here not having their businesses open, it's causing problems with the agriculture that feeds it. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually causing an abundance of products to be on the market. Dairy, cow, pork, onions, tomatoes, apples, lettuce, because people don't use these things at home. When they want a burger with all the fixings, they go out to eat, so they haven't been buying this stuff. When I went to the grocery store, the aisles were full of vegetables. The vegetable aisle was packed. Hey, shh. Right, the vegetable aisle was packed, right? But like, it was the things like cereal and staples, you know what I'm saying, that were empty at the moment, and it keeps getting refilled because Kellogg's can keep producing in perpetuity. Like, it is what it is. They can ramp up operations. You know what I mean? Because wheat and stuff's cheap, and grain and stuff's cheap, and corn and shit's cheap, because of the fact that, you know what I mean, like, the beef prices are down and things of this nature, and on top of that, shipping's, you know what I mean, down as well. So the prices to move everything around is bottom basement right now. All right, so hold up. Okay, now this guy also talks about how these companies are making fake investments. The truth of the matter is that all these companies are making massive investments trying to actually fight against this coronavirus. Like, they had 3 or 4 plants that actually got shut down, right? I actually went through and I sat here and I found one. Like, these meat processing plants suspend all operations after workers have fallen ill in Iraq. Okay, so Several meat processing plants around the U.S. are sitting idle this week because workers have been infected with the coronavirus. Tyson Foods, one of the country's biggest meat processors, said it suspended operations at its pork plants in Columbus Junction, Iowa, after more than 24 workers got sick with the COVID-19. National Beef Packing stopped slaughtering cattle. Another Iowa plant, and JBS USA shut down work at a beef plant in PA. Most farms and food companies are continuing to operate through the pandemic. There's concern that the coronavirus could spread among workers doing the most labor-intensive jobs, including meat processing. Christine McCracken, a top meat industry analyst, via email said the plant closing are yet having a significant impact on the overall supply to meat consumers, but there's increasing concern in the industry about worker shortages. Most processors I work with have seen a significant increase in absenteeism, whether that's due to actual COVID-19 issues, child care issues to close their schools, or even fear of contracting disease. It's unclear. In some cases, the decline available in workers is severe. In a statement released Monday, Tyson Foods has taken a variety of measures to reduce the risk of infection. The company is buying protective face covering for employees, increasing the spacings or erecting dividers between workers inside its plant, setting up tents or outdoor spaces for employees to use during breaks. In some cases, these measures are slowing down production. A handful of workers at JBS plant in Greeley, Colorado, have tested positive for coronavirus. According to Greeley Tribune, hundreds of workers didn't show up for work on Monday in protest of the lack of protection for workers. He said they're trying to prepare for worker shortages by hiring more employees and cross-training existing employees to do additional jobs, and the companies have limited success in these measures. Anyway, right, so here's the thing. There's no shortages of food. All right, there's legit not. All right, and there's not going to be shortages of food. There's going to be a glut of food because there's too many people, all right, who aren't getting paid and don't have a job right now, so they can't buy fucking groceries. That's the truth. All right, and with restaurants shut down, the largest purchaser of meat in the United States at 800 million pounds a year is McDonald's. Think about that. Think about how many other restaurants use massive amounts of stuff all over the place. Do you have to talk through my whole video? My monkey, man. Anyway, right? Look, I wanted to make this video so everybody understands what the situation is, and so we're not out here fear-mongering, and I don't like the ideology of standing here giving you false information and false hope about things. I tell you when things are in short supply. I tell you, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, because we can take advantage of these type of situations. All right, because we can invest in short and, you know what I mean, buy longs, buy puts, things of this nature on these type of products and make money off of them. Food isn't one of them. All right. Is what it is. Granted, right now, wheat and grain, you know what I'm saying, have jumped, but it's mostly just because everything has jumped because they printed $6 trillion. You know what I mean? As of, I think, tomorrow, they got these checks starting to come out. So it is what it is. Anyway, yo, look. Tom Pease with Pinoy News. Y'all know the situation. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to holla at y'all motherfuckers tomorrow. Peace be like one. Later.